Hello, welcome back. It's time. Another GM Facepalm episode. Today, we're delivering you those options, those frustrations, to your RPG table. This time in the format of race builds. Using the Advanced Race Guide, the Race Builder section in the back of the book. Great tool. Great utility there to create your own races. So today we're going to feature the Dragonkin. If you're familiar with those, they were featured in Reign of Winter. They're also in Distant Worlds. And here. So, it's a CR9. Pretty powerful race to try and stat up. Of course, trying to stat it word for word as it is in the bestiary listing for it, you're going to come out to racial point cost of 53. That's with it being large, with it having reach, with superior land and flight speed. A lot of the other powerful abilities that it has at its disposal, such as the breath weapon. So there's a lot of things there that can really increase that cost. So to try and bring this down, I'm going to consider this a fledgling, a dragonkin that is not fully mature yet, as a way to make it more of a playable race. Yet, of course, there's a lot of people out there, anything above 20 RP is just insane for them. A lot of games will not allow monstrous races. But keep in mind, for those who have an open mind, you have the Weirwood, which is 20 racial points. You have the Trox, which is 28. They have the the Advanced Race Guide race examples, such as the Gargoyle, which is like, I think 36 racial points, or 38 maybe, and then the Drider, which is 35. So we're going more of that kind of approach to it. Things that are playable with GM approval, and it's not inflated as far as the racial points go. So this race, I have this around 35 racial points total. So it's comparable with a Drider. It's not much more of a cost compared to the Trox, which is a playable race, as featured in Bestiary 4 and also as an example in the Advanced Race Guide. So the Dragonkin, I designed this in mind mainly for the lore, the ecology, the fascination that I have with Triaxis, the alien world outside of Galarian, and I love the Dragonkin. Why am I doing Dragonkin though? I mean, yeah, I could do something that's already been done before, like the Dragonborn or Draconians, which I really love the Draconians. Of course, that's not Pathfinder specific, but you know, from older editions and campaign settings anyway. I'm definitely a Draconian fan. I do like the Dragonborn. I think they're pretty cool, and of course, you could find Pathfinder versions to those easily. You can even create those yourself. But the Dragonkin really struck me out because I see that, and I have the imagined sort of options there for a local group or online group where, you know, you have the couples that play. And when I see the Dragonkin, as they're described, they have thrown their lot in with the lesser races or humanoids, somewhere between a dragon and a drake. They humanize themselves more. They take on a lot of the mannerisms and traits of regular humanoids. They try to be around them. So there's a lot of human qualities to them. And along with that Dragon Rider trait that they have, such as featured in the bestiary, there is this empathy, this connection. Kind of like what you would see with that movie, if you're familiar with it, Aragorn or Aragon, whatever that was, with a young adolescent or something in there. Dragon, so Aragon. So that movie featured a lot of that connection between the two, as a mental and a physical bond. So I see that with the Dragonkin, so I really like that. I remember back in the day seeing the Riders of Pern, Dragons of Pern, something like that. So it has that kind of a look to it and build to it, where they have arms and legs, but also the wingspan with the tails. The arms are not fused into the wings, so there's more maneuverability there for fighting and more of a sort of presence on land. So, Dragonkin, fledglings, racial traits. Here we go. I want to do something because their stats are exceptional, and I took a look at the merfolk. And a lot of people have problems with those because they have a +2 to 3 different ability scores. A lot of people see that as overpowered, and we're talking about the people that will mainly stick with humans and elves and dwarves, and that's it. But for those that want to branch out, for those that want to get a more greater experience, a wider branching out, you don't have to limit yourself. Your stories can be just as inspiring as the races can be. So, with this one, I want to do sort of a comparison because their stats are so great. You can't really penalize it, and I think it's silly to just give everything a Paragon ability score modifier, especially when they don't fall within those racial trait arrays. So I gave them +2 to strength, +2 to constitution, and +2 to charisma. That's a cost of 6. That's a homebrew mod. Dragonkin are strong, hale, and regal. They're medium sized. I put on here varying speed. They have 30 feet for land speed, and then 40 feet with poor maneuverability for fly speed. Since they're growing into their adjustments, their maturation rate, they are slowly, gaining control of it, maneuvering, becoming a master of the sky, maybe. Of course, they have dark vision, low light vision. Now, the tricky part here is because they're dragons, and if you look at the illustrations of them, they're not really armor bound, especially for their restrictions with armor, given they have this great wingspan, natural movements involved. I went with armor proficiency as a weakness, where they chafe at the restrictions armor can cause to their natural movements, so they're limited to certain slot items. They can wear armor, but it has to be light armor. Dragon can increase their armor check penalty of any worn armor by 2 and suffer a -2 penalty on attack rolls while wearing medium or heavy armor if they are proficient in it. And their maneuverability rating drops by 1 step while flying with medium or heavy armor. And these penalties apply regardless of any proficiency it has. So I'm going to limit them to light armor, as shown with what little garb they have. Dragon scale, they have a +2 natural armor bonus. Breath weapon. I really didn't want to do something cheesy with just once a day breath weapon for low damage. And I didn't want to fall into that sort of group where, you have to dramatically increase the power level of the breath weapon, scaling it, making it too noticeable in its overpowered presence. So, as a standard action, they can make a supernatural breath weapon attack. Deals 1d6 points of energy damage, plus 1d6 for every 5 levels it has. So, and that could be a 30-foot cone or line, depending on the Dragonkin color. And then, of course, you can do a reflex save. The breath weapons DC would be Dragonkin's character level, plus the Dragonkin's Constitution modifier. And then they can use their breath weapon once every 1d4 rounds, up to a total number of times per day equal to 1/2 their character level. So I think that's a nice balanced version of the breath weapon. Of course, natural attacks, they have the bite attack, and then they have the claws as well. And then languages, Dragonkin start with Common and Draconic. Dragonkin with high intelligence can learn any language they want except Druidic and other secret languages. And as far as the Dragonkin color, I kind of group them all together here. Depending on what your color is will determine your breath and what kind of Dragonkin immunity you will have, since they are immune to one type of energy based on their skin color. So yeah. And trying to think of anything else there. If you want to try and lower the points though, you can just say that they're resist 5 or maybe resist 10 if you don't want the full immunity to that particular energy thing there, but I think you kind of need that, and I gave that as a cost of 4. And then as far as the alternate traits, I wanted to try and incorporate that dragon bond, known as a rider bond, as featured in their bestiary listings, so I'm calling this one Unity. As an early maturation benefit, some Dragonkin can awaken an empathic bond with one character as a latent ability. Once this bond is established, Dragonkin are able to mentally communicate with that creature within 60 feet with whom it shares a language. Otherwise, this ability is identical to the telepathy ability. Once per day, if the bonded pair is within telepathic range, they may roll initiative twice and take either result. This decision is made before results are revealed. This trait stunts the growth of its wings, reducing fly speed to 30 feet with clumsy maneuverability. So that's what I got for that one. And as far as just a regular race trait, Dragon Scourged, I think that's also in Pathfinder as well. I figured, if they're going to fight their true dragons, since some of them detest Dragonkin for throwing in their lot with the other races. There's this one here, where Dragon can gain a +1 bonus on attack rolls and a +2 dodge bonus to AC, and on saving throws against the extraordinary, supernatural, and spell-like abilities of dragons. In addition, they get +2 racial bonus on knowledge arcana checks to identify dragons they don't know, and can make such checks untrained. So, there we go. That's kind of the whole elaborate thing there. So yeah, you have the alternate design if you want to take on the CR9 list and try to make it true to that type. Then you can definitely try that for 53 racial points. Where it would have to be large in size with a reach, land speed of 40 feet, and a fly speed of 90 feet with average maneuverability, and then they would have scent. In addition to all the other things that I just listed there. Another thing here, I'll list this on the comment section or something. Maybe you want to show this maturation rate. Maybe it has the potential to influence character growth, maybe a sense of accomplishment, and encourage roleplay, all the while skill and power in a beginning game. So maybe you want to showcase the Dragonkin going from a very young state and then increasing in its maturity, going from small to medium, maybe to one then with powerful build, and then to large size. So I wrote something up on that, just kind of showcasing Dragonkin in its growth, in its maturity, maybe just to help with the roleplay dialogue and to influence immersion within the game. So I wrote something up on that, so I'll definitely get that copied over. You can check that out. But basically what it is, they start off at small size, and they have a land speed of 20 feet and a fly speed of 20 feet with clumsy maneuverability. Then at 5th level, they would become medium in size, increase their land speed to 30 feet, and increase their fly speed to 30 feet with poor maneuverability. And then at 10th level, they gain the powerful build, which is not listed in Pathfinder. It's a homebrew. So they can function in many ways as if they were one size category larger. And there's some information on that. They increase their land speed to 40 feet and increase their fly speed to 60 feet with average maneuverability. And then at 15th level, they become finally large creatures, gaining the large size. And all the benefits and penalties to that. They'd also have reach. And then they would increase their fly speed to 90 feet with average maneuverability. So we finally have a showcase there as it grows and matures. And that is statted out there for you if you want to take advantage of that. Which I think eventually gets up to 53 racial points, but you can scale that power, especially for a beginning game. So yeah, that's all I got. Been a little while since I did an update, so I figured I'd get that for you if this is something that you would like. I really like Triaxis. I hope they have some more stuff on that. And as far as trying to bring this into Golarion, I mean, of course, you already have the Triaxians here. I think the Dragonkin would make a really great coupling with a Triaxian within a group. So one person play a Triaxian, someone else play a Dragonkin. They can have that unique bond, which can be role played, I think, effectively, and might strengthen them and have more of a combative nature to fight things alongside each other. It'll be interesting to see if you do use the maturation rate. Eventually, they become Dragon Rider. I think it would be cool to see a Dragonkin as a Dragoon, since they like to have reach weapons. They like to fight with them. Really couldn't think of any feats for these, but if you wanted to, you could certainly take advantage of the monster feats, such as flyby attack and hover. I would think that they would be allowed access to those. So yeah, that's what I got. How would it be in Golarion? Well, I've been following Iron Gods of late, and I've been running that for my group here, so it's been very fantastic. But you can easily drop this into Golarion with such descriptions as it came out of a technological ruin. Maybe waking up from stasis, finding a habitat module that had crashed to Golarion and it escaped. So this creature, this Dragonkin, emerged. Maybe the Triaxian did as well. Maybe if I'm saying the word right, the Androphin, and yeah, the humans from outer space. Maybe they had collectively gathered a few of these creatures as study, and of course, parts of that ship fell, and they just so happened to survive. But to try and speed up that 9,000-year gap, they wake up from stasis. Or of course, you got interplanetary teleport, or they were stranded here somehow. The story is what you make it, and it could be highly successful and very entertaining. So, yeah, that's all I got. Let me know what you think. I did try to get some criticism, some kind of feedback on this, and of course, the racial point level is bloated and all this other stuff. But I mean, you already have that kind of stuff there with things such as gargoyles and driders and troxes. I mean, so this is for someone that actively wants to pursue playing a Dragonkin and trying to present some kind of a playable aspect to a beginning game, perhaps. Or maybe just making an NPC and using these kinds of stats as well. You have that option. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully this frustrates your group and collectively a facepalm all around. See you next time.